Hello, hello, y'all come on in. I got a message. I got a message Too Strong. Got a message to Too Strong. Yep, this is going to be important for you guys. We're going to start with being called, me being called a demon. Yep. Y'all come on in. I'm waiting for a couple of y'all to get in here, because we're going to have a good old conversation about this. It's one person in here. I'm waiting for some other ones. Being called a demon. First of all, I am not offended by it. It does not hurt my feelings. I'm just trying to understand, where are you coming from, and exactly why do you call me a demon? And actually, like, what have I done to you to be called a demon? My platform is a good platform here on YouTube. It's a pretty positive place. Yep. I've made my intentions clear. My intention is to spread good information. Hey, Daisy. This Too Strong woman done called me a demon, and she said it with her chest. Like, what's up, Needham, about you? Thank you for my moderators being here. But I just want to talk about the demon comment. Because, I mean, you done said it with your chest. First of all, Too Strong, I don't know you. I've never listened to a live in its entirety until today. Today, I listened to your live for the first time. The first time I ever heard your voice was over on UP's panel when Tony passed away. I remember that very vividly. That's one of them days that's implanted in my mind. Excuse me, Moni, because I'm on live. That's implanted in my mind. I remember being shocked that what you said to Unspoken, you said Tony is not alive anymore. He's unalive. And then Unspoken didn't have a care in the world, no empathy at all for Tony. So that was the first time I heard your voice. So after that, it's also the Paula thing that got to her. What do you mean? I haven't said anything about Paula. I don't know Paula. You know what I'm saying? So for you to call me a demon, it's just crazy to me. Like, I don't know you. See what I'm saying? So obviously, in order for you to call me a demon, you've watched me. So there's something that I've done or said. Maybe you watched me a lot. I don't know. What's up, Christopher? I don't know what's going on, but baby, listen, I am not a demon. Do you understand me? You know, basically what you can call me is an angel of light. That's what you can call me. You know, I'm not the person that you've been over there on the panel with for 4 years, ma'am. I don't seek after people to pull them down and destroy them. That's not what I do. Now, I have a real life now. I have a real life. And I've gone through a lot of things. And now, what's up, Johnny Diggs? And I put boundaries there for people who have tried to hurt me. Because, see, now I'm not going to let nobody hurt me now. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a martyr. You know, I don't know if you got me confused with, like, a martyr. So, you say you're a Christian, right? So you might be one of them people that lay down and let people hurt you. See, but I'm not. I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hung up on theology, God ideas. You know, maybe that's why. I don't know why you call me a demon. So maybe that's why you calling me a demon, though. It's because I don't, I'm not caught up on the martyr syndrome. I'm not the type of person where I feel okay about somebody hurting me. Like, no, I'm going to stop you. Yeah. Because I didn't come into this earth to let people hurt me because they want to. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand. Hey, Sierra, how you doing, boo-boo? Johnny, I'm doing good. What's up, Ron? I didn't come in this world for that. So for you to call me a demon, I'm talking about you told me to get out your live and you said it with your chest. She's only going off now see, this is a thing about you, too strong. You too old. See, now I've listened to Truth Hurts talk about people. I've listened to UP talk about people. I've listened to other content creators do commentary on folks. But I don't call them people demons. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Brenda? I don't call them people demons. You see what I'm saying? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? What is it about me that make you want to call me a demon? I ain't done nothing to you. That's crazy. You need to check your theology. Because I'm saying, I know that God is with me. And God has always been with me. I'm one of them light workers. I'm a blessed spirit now. Yeah. I've taken a lot of pain off of people. People who just wanted to hurt me, and they did it for a long, many of years. You know what I mean? I've taken care of 4 children and other people. I took care of my mama. You know what I'm saying? I've had a life of servitude to mankind, to humans that I don't know. What do you call me a demon for? You need to check your theology. You really do. As a Christian, I know what it is to be a Christian. Let me just show you some of my theology. So, what it means to be a Christian is to love. That's your first job, too strong. It wasn't for you to be on UP's panel dragging people down to the ground and exploiting and doxing and all that stuff that you did. You said it out your mouth. You said 4 years. That's too long. You know what I'm saying? I did commentary on Q for 7 months. And you call me a demon, but you over there fighting people like a dog with you people for 4 years. I still don't call you a demon because, see, I know better. My theology is better than yours. You shouldn't call people demons. And just in case God is with me, you in trouble. You are in trouble for calling one of his children a demon based on your theology. You can't authenticate the Bible. You or your preachers or anybody, your grandma and your aunties and them, nobody that you know. Anybody from any kind of university or anything, nobody can authenticate that Jesus or that Bible that you read. It's all just information written by man on their ideas about God. You can't call me a demon. You can't do that. I don't want you to ever do that again because you look ignorant. Don't ever do that again. You look like a stupid Christian. That's what you look like, calling me a demon. Are you crazy? No, ma'am. You don't get to do that. My whole lifestyle and my whole life tells everybody that I'm not a demon. But see, you don't know me. You were listening to what UP said about me. So you know what? You know what? Evidently, you don't belong on YouTube anyway because you could never handle it. Because now you resent the fact that you was over there. You were actually over there with the demon, listening to the demon and doing the demon work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to call you the demon, but I'm just saying you were best friends with the demon. You were, not me. You don't call me no demon girl. I done made best friends with Nina Mabachu. It's a lot of people on YouTube that, that are afraid of Nina. You know, but I'm not. Because I know that she's not a demon. She's a person that has been mistreated by a whole lot of old ladies. Like you were doing when you were over there on UP's panel. Now, let me tell you something. I enjoyed your read today. I really did. It was very informative. You were really, really in your feelings. And I think you've chosen yourself. And I like that. Damn, who called you a demon? And they claim to be a Christian. That's what I'm saying. These black women are something else. I'm telling you. Black women are something else, y'all. I'm telling you. It's something to deal with. For real, for real. Especially the ones that go to church. Oh, especially the one that goes to church. I don't mean no harm, but I'm still not going to call you a demon. See what I'm saying? Because I know better than that. You know what I mean? You know, a demon is a person who can't change. A demon is a person who's damned. A demon is a person who docks and trolls and drag people down to the ground because they want to. That's what a demon is. It's not me. It's not me. That's not my history. Too strong. Mason Chase said, depends on the church. Them Pentecostals, okay. And you giving me, what's up, Jacob? You giving me, Ashland, shut your door. You giving me, that's where you came from, the Pentecostal church. Always calling somebody a demon. Y'all should not call people demons. That's not cool. You know, you just sound like a stupid Christian. I don't want you to be a stupid Christian. Because I know Christians in my life, but they're really smart ones. They know better than to call a woman like me a demon because you just mad. You're just mad. I mean, you're not as cute as I am, for sure. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why you mad. I don't know what's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the face structure that I have. You don't have the smile that I have either. Your eyes are not as pretty, and you can't speak as well as I do. Maybe that's why you call me a demon. I don't know. Were you mad because I didn't run from UP? Is that why you mad with me? Because you listen, Nicholas says, Cheryl, you're gorgeous. Thank you, Nicholas. If the person who called Cheryl a demon is on this live, it's not your place, okay? Are you voting for Kamala? Maybe. You don't Cheryl's vocals. Okay. You can't talk like me, and girl, you can't sing like me. Can we build it up? Build it up. Just to let it wash away. Tell me, did I lace you up? Lace you up just to let it wash away. Tell me who's getting all my love? Who's getting all my love? You just mad. Lace me up, okay? That's my song. Cheryl busting the move. Look too strong. Get yourself together. Now listen. I want to be forthcoming with you because I would love to have a conversation with you and Vaughn. Okay? And listen, I'm not looking for y'all to come on my side. I'm just YouTubing. Vaughn, listen, you are a talented person, right? I'm not looking, y'all, we don't do gang over here. My channel is a channel of independent folks that go in any live that they want to go for any reason. You see what I'm saying? But we tend to bond because we have this thing going on. You know what I mean? So I would love to have a conversation with you if you're not afraid of me. Are you afraid of me? Because you don't call me a demon, so you might be scared of the demon girl, but I am not no demon girl. Okay? I just want to sing some little piece of Chris Brown. Tell me who's getting all my love? Who's getting all my love? That's my boyfriend in my brain, okay? Nina, nicely put, Miss Not Father, me, the Grabowski is a superstar, okay? What do you mean? A whole demon, girl. Leave me alone, girl. Girl, but you gave Unspoken to read, honey. That song was amazing. Come on, somebody, please donate to Cheryl. Expensive vocal. Shut up, Jakey J. You get on my nerves late at night. It ain't that late, though. But, girl, who's getting all my love? Can we build it up? Build it up. Just to let it wash away. Tell me, did I lace you up? Lace you up just to let it wash away. Yeah. Stop saying y'all don't watch Cheryl. Y'all watch. Nina. Yeah, you gotta watch me to call me a demon girl. Nobody on this live believe that I'm a demon girl. UP copies everything Cheryl said. Yes, she does. So UP has learned something about introspection. When she was sitting by the lake, she was talking about some introspection. Now, I don't know if she's really capable of introspecting, but she can know by the information. They say we unwittingly talk to angels. Does anyone know if we talk to demons in human form as well? Purely curiosity. Well, this is my take. Wash away Trump's lies. Listen, this is my take. Demons are not on the outside of us. They're actually us. We're demons and angels. We're darkness and light. You know what I'm saying? Until you come to grips with you are both, there is nothing outside of you. All of it is you. It's your higher self, your lower self, and you choose to raise your vibration or your consciousness and to raise yourself out of that nasty, negative, low vibrational place and fix your mind and fix your energy. Okay, all right. Wash away Trump's panel. Y'all are so crazy, but no, too strong, ma'am. If you strong like you say you are, then you won't call me no more demons. Don't call me that no more. Vaughn knows what's really going on, and she has info that could destroy these people. You think so, Nina, about you? I want to talk to Vaughn. I really do, because I think, listen, Vaughn, I know intuition when I see it. Okay? You are very intuitive. They were trying to gaslight you. You saw them, you felt them, and you knew them. Okay? And Too Strong knows, because she's been there for 4 years, so she knows. You know what I mean? The biggest conception is the devil making us think he don't exist, real talk. But what I'm saying, Ron, you are the devil. Where the devil live? In the backyard. Where the devil gonna be? The devil gonna be inside of you, right? Right? So the devil is you, as well as God. It depends on where you operating from. The devil is not an outward entity. It is you. That's the duality. All of Cheryl's quotes can be found in Oprah's Book of Life. Jake and Jake, I can't stand you. I do not study Oprah's material at all. I don't study anybody's material, actually. Ron says no. Yes, Ron. Yes. Ron, I know that might be the first time you've ever heard it. Off topic. I'm sorry. Please tell me what lipstick you're wearing. Justice, I don't have on a lipstick. I have on a chocolate brown lip liner. It's really thick. It's like a crayon lip liner and then a lip gloss. Nina, she is the devil. I can't stand her. Cheryl sending only love. I ain't studying you, Jake and Jake. She's been exposed. Are you Christian too, Ron? Mason Chase. What y'all trying to say? I ain't Christian. What is Christian, Mason Chase? Let's do class. Thank you, Justice. What is Christian? What does Christian mean? Christian is to be Christ-like, so I am a Christian. Christ. What man? I thought she'd been married to him. No. She not with him, Monet.
She just broke up with him.
Yeah, but she ain't with him no more. Christianity. Ooh, child. They're right. They're good.
She secretly married him.
Because Tamar is bipolar. Where is the cross necklace? Ron said, "What's up, Moni?" Who is Tamar? Y'all know who Tamar is? Tamar Braxton. Nina to my Tamar is weird as F. She's.
Oh no.
Monet said no. You can't do that, Nina. Monet said no. Professing Christianity and its teachings. No, are you a Christian? Christian is someone who believes Jesus Christ is God and trusting Him alone to go to heaven after death or earth. Mason Chase. Ooh. Mason, you got to study the history of the church. You know what I'm saying? Christ is not a Christian. Christ is not a Christian. The Christian actually is something, that Christian part is made up. She can sing, but she moving weird, and this white man who slept with her is a op. Oh Lord. Nard, you're not. But that's the definition. Okay, thank you, Nard. Are you Muslim or are you not religious? Are you just spiritual or what? Okay, I grew up Baptist. Were you still a Christian? Oh, are you? Okay, so you grew up Baptist, but you're not Christian now. Hey, Mason Jackson, how you doing? Do 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 do. What's that song that you loon? What that mean? What's up, Rhonda Don? How you doing? Who is Rhonda Don? Is that what you call him? What's his name? Kyrie. Christ is not Christian. He was
Oh,
Jew.
that's Kyrie.
After
Kyrie.
what's up, Kyrie? After people started following his teaching, his followers were insulted after his name, Christian. We embraced it in pure rebellion. Looking all sexy in the Beyonce wig. Okay, thank you, Ron. Thank you. Ron Dadon in the building. What's Ron Dadon? What's up? Born Baptist, study Islam lessons. Okay, that's exactly what it is, teaching indoctrination. So a lot of the Baptists and I'm saying the story of Jesus is really the story of horrors. Do y'all hear me? I ain't trying to be funny. I don't want to hurt nobody or nothing. Seriously. I was shocked when I found out too. Horace's mom was born of a virgin, everything. It's the same story. But it was taught 10,000 years before Jesus showed up. See what I'm saying? It's just a revised version of another story. They just changed the names and all that stuff like that. It's tradition, but it's okay because God is real. Thank you, Ron. What? The Pope Christian, right? Yes. The Pope is Christian. Horace, yes. Yes, Horace. The Pope is Christian. But y'all know the history of the Catholic Church? They are the biggest hoodlums on the planet. Ooh. They did some terrible, terrible things. These churches are failing y'all. They are. But don't get mad with me and don't call me a demon. What do you do? What do you know about Ramadan? Don't know much about Ramadan. Just know that it is a Hebrew faith, right? So Ramadan, the Torah, the Bible, the Jews, the Muslims, almost pretty much the same thing. They can use the churches to control your minds. They can, y'all. They allegedly touch humans illegally and much more. They unalive them too. Don't judge my church based on Catholics, please. Mason Chase, we know that you love your church. We're not talking about your church. We don't know your church. But I can talk about the ones that I've been through or been to. They have affairs. I'm saying, Mason, listen. It's Muslim. Muslim. Mason Chase, you don't know your preacher. You think you do. Religion and race are sensitive subjects. It is, and I don't want to offend anybody. I love y'all. I'm just saying.
Yeah, sure, I got some donuts.
King and Pharaoh says, talk, sister. Remember the boys who made accusations? Oh yeah, religion is man-made. The boys have been mistreated for a long, long time in the Catholic Church. Y'all know that those people, terrible. I'm his son. Whose son? No, I can't play no music, boo boo. Whose son are you? I'm saying the Catholic Church and the Pentecostal Church. They have to be held accountable for what they've done over the years. Jesus don't claim you. I want to say it correctly on here. What, Nard? Mason, respectfully, all you're doing is reciting what they have programmed into you. That's true, Mason. Just like your parents have programmed things into you. So Nina is only referring to your brain and the pathways in your brain. You know what I'm saying? But once you know that, then you're responsible for what you think and feel and know. And then you can make your own decisions. So I'm not mad with anybody. I don't want you to be mad at me for my decision making. I'm saying, as far as I'm the pastor's son. You said I don't know the pastor, but I do. Okay, so you know your dad. Okay. My children are pastor's children too, all four. But I mean, just because you got a dad and you know your dad, you might not know him like that. My baby boy said to me one day, Mom, I don't know you like that. That's what my youngest son said to me when he was about 20. He said, I said something about, I think I was talking about my ex-husband cheating. And then my son said, do you cheat? And I looked at him. I said, why would you ask me that? He said, Mama, I don't know you like that. I said, oh my God. That's what he's saying. Pastors are
You want to know that?
Nina, don't Nina. So if they love their preachers and you say something like that, Nina, you being insensitive to something that they love. So all pastors are not that. Some of them, if they're low vibrational and full of crap, then they are that, but not all of them. So do I what? Mason Chase, you want to know what? What's up, Jordan Hicks? How you doing? Good evening. How you doing? So I'm not so I try not to, cuz I understand that you guys, some of you guys are indoctrinated and you love, what you know about Jesus and whatever like that. Religion has been programmed since day one. And so, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Mason Chase, you believe in democracy in religion. But there is a certain type of, if you take the word programming and you don't make it negative, don't make it negative. It just means that you've learned information and that your brain has picked it up and created pathways in the brain. That's what it means. If you understand how the brain works, that's all. It's not provocative or negative. It's not none of those things. Nina's just saying that you've been taught a certain way. That's all she's saying. You've been taught a certain way. Glitter and green ain't all what it looked like. Okay? We were all programmed. Yes. I was asking, do you cheat? No. Exactly. For real. Yeah. The different path. No, I don't cheat. The different pathways in the brain. They probably still think Jesus is Pharaoh. It felt very targeted, Mason. Oh, glitter gleam. Um, it's not targeted, Mason Chase. Just what I'm saying. So I understand you, but I understand Nina too. I understand both of y'all, really. Mason is not, we can have open conversations. Normally Christians don't have these kind of conversations, right? But I used to be a devout Christian, so I can conversate with you about your doctrine and your belief in everything, and then show you that Nina is not being provocative. She's just saying because she's not indoctrinated. You see what I'm saying? So what that means? This live is an open space for all. Yes, right. So she's not indoctrinated, and she knows how the brain works. See what I'm saying? It's a brain thing. It's almost like growing up a certain. Thank you, Tyrone. She broke away from the chain. It's like almost like you got your own household, right? And your mama cook a certain way, do a certain type of thing. But when you go over to the neighbor's house, they got different ways of doing things, right? Because it's a different family. They might have some similarities, so it's just different. It's just like that. So I feel like what Christians need to do more that would help them grow and expand. I'm even thinking about opening up my own church. What y'all think about that? I'm serious. I'm thinking about it because, hey, Greg, I deprogram. So there is they call that deconstruction. When you're breaking away from Mason Chase, you say, no, why not? Why not? I love God. I always love God. I'm a good person. I'm very spiritual. Why, Mason? Tell me why I don't qualify in your eyes. What's wrong with me? Be honest. What's wrong? Why do you wouldn't think so? Because, I can teach the Bible. I love the Mary J. Blige wig, Auntie. I just hope you don't dance like Mary J. She danced like Frankenstein. That's funny. I walked inside of a church a few months ago, and the first thing I heard was, will a man rob God? Let's just say I haven't been. That's one of their favorite scriptures. What made you stop being a Christian? I know all those, but in my opinion, your vision, especially of the Bible, is flawed. Mark Phillips says, "Sure, you don't act like most black people." I know, Mark. Mason, you're flawed. LOL. Okay, so don't pick on him, Nina. He's right. According to an indoctrinated person, according to the theology, then Mason would say that probably um, I'm probably teaching the doctrine of devils in a sense, which that's not true. So basically, it means that Mason Chase, this is me. This is the difference between you and I. Okay, this is the difference. This is the only difference. I've done a lot of thinking about the scriptures that I've read. When I approach the scriptures, Mason, I don't approach the scriptures as that God is saying what's on the pages. The difference between you and I is that I look at the pages and I say, this is a person who has wrote and documented their thoughts and beliefs about God, right? And then I, consciousness, me, think about what I think they meant by what they wrote. I just think about what I read and I agree with it or not. That's the difference. That's the only difference. Okay, Ron. That's the only difference. That's it. Both of us read, both of us study, both of us understand the literal meaning and some of the figurative meaning. That's just being theology literate, understanding what the writer meant by what he said, what he wrote, right? But there's another level, Mason. There's another level. It's like, okay, well, what do I think? Because there are a lot of, I don't think you can see, I can't see. There are a lot of things that the writer wrote, Mason, that you would have to disagree with, or else you would be a barbarian and you would be qualified for jail. Literally. You see what I'm saying? Queen, you are very bright. Thank you. The difference is that you see is a human authors and I see it as God. No, no, no. You can't do that, Mason Chase. You are not a baby. You're an adult. You can't do that. That's what we did in Sunday school. That's what we did in Sunday school, Mason. You can't do that. You're an adult now. You cannot do that. You can't. Because you know God did not inscript those words on that book. You know that. You know that's not true. That's us, Mason. That's the elders or a man or a woman, I don't know which one, who thought and therefore they wrote and then somebody put it in there. They inscripted it on walls and then they put it on scripts and then eventually they put it in books. There's been an evolution of those words over time, Mason. See, that's the difference between me and you. You are studying scriptures in order to be able to recite what Philippians 4 and 5 says. That's what because I used to do it as a Christian. I wanted to know what Thessalonian and Colossian and the book of Revelation. I wanted to know the book of the kings, the elders, the priests. I wanted to know the judges. I wanted to know what they said. I wanted to be able to know what the prophets said, Isaiah and the different prophets. That's what I wanted. Wanted to be able to quote from the Bible, and I wanted to be able to speak topically from the Bible, the topic of whatever, marriage or whatever. I wanted to be able to do that because that's what Christians teach you how to do, Mason. They literally teach you how to think. But you're an adult now. You don't need anybody to teach you how to think. You're supposed to take it into your own hands, Mason. You're indoctrinated. How are you so open-minded? Mark Phillips, because I think. I'm a thinker. God is the only true judge. Yes. Those aren't your goals when you say, what's your goal? Because you know I know. Ron said, wow, sure, that's deep. Yeah. That's how they teach it. I said that Shakespeare wrote some of the Bible. That's true, Tyrone. It is absolutely true. Shakespeare did write some of the Bible. Some of the, and I don't mean no harm, but in my opinion, some of the writers are some of the smartest people that were on the planet. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna give them that, but I'm smart too. And so are so many other people. To think that's my only goal. Well, I said, so what's your goal though? When you approach it, are you looking for what God says? Like you're looking for the instructions of life. So you're looking to obey and to do what's right. So you feel like the literature is what's right to do. Well, there's too you can't get the fullness of life in a book. Life got too many questions and answers and chapters of its own. There wouldn't be a book big enough for your entire life. That's not true. The only goal is to meet you in person. We will fall in love and get married. Ron, hush. Um, but what is your goal? You didn't answer my question though. What made you stop being a Christian? The Bible definitely gives Shakespeare. There's not one thing that stopped me from being an indoctrinated Christian. Let me say it like that. There wasn't one thing, it was everything. It was everything. Because when I was an indoctrinated Christian, I loved everything about it. I loved everything. All of it. I fell in love with it just like I would love my husband and children completely. And I was completely devout and committed to it. And then I realized that it wasn't. It wasn't. There was a lot of it that wasn't applicable to me. I'm looking for the logic. The Bible was written in ancient times. I live in modern times. Please still apply it and find healing in it. I want to know why. I'm curious. That's all. Mason Chase, look, that's true. Those people lived a long time ago. There's wisdom on the pages, but as it is in other books and modern authors today, the book of psychology is a fantastic book. Seriously. So that's not the only fantastic book. Mason, that's what you were told to do. You do have a certain energy in you, Mark says. Thank you, Mark. I've always had that light and that God thing, you know. I mean, it is what it is. LOL, no, it's not Nina. Mason, you know I always love talking to you, Mason. But Mason, believe me, yeah. So Mason, listen, I'm telling you, if you ask yourself some hard questions, just some hard, simple questions. Forgive me, but I don't. Okay. I love Mason, LOL. We love you, Mason. We love you. But, I was taught as a Christian that anybody that was anti Christian was the devil. Isn't that awful? Because then I realized that when I was a devout Christian and, there were other Christian devils right beside me, they were malicious and horrible and they were pretending. But the only thing they had to do was to say, how long have you been saved? Mark Phillips, I don't saved from what? Anybody that goes to church, I want nothing to do with. Nina, you are judging them. That's not good. I still love some people that go to church. I told y'all I'm gonna open up my own church. Y'all coming to visit. Y'all coming to visit. It scares you. Yeah, we're going to look at the biblical literature as well, I'm going to show y'all how to approach it, how to look at it and study it, and how to extract what you need from it while at the same time trashing what you need to trash from it. Because the thing is that if you believe the wrong thing, it takes away from the quality of your life. But if you know how to look at it properly and extract the good stuff, then it enhances your life. But you don't have to eat that whole book and say, that was so good. You don't have to do that. But all the same time, I can't fault them. They were indoctrinated. Right, Nina. It's a brain thing. But let me tell you, I got to tell y'all one thing about that, and then I'm going to let that go. But what they are saying is that for people who allow their children to be indoctrinated as little kids, especially if you go into a fundamentalist church where it's extreme religion, it causes brain damage across the frontal lobe of the brain. Um, you don't like church people, Nina, because you're scared, and we're not. Another brain. Mason Chase, let me tell you right now, the Bible and Christianity is fear based. It's more fear than anything. hmm That's why a lot of people leave it alone. Too much fear. The Bible contradicts itself too much for me, especially the whole Trinity thing. Nina said, period, Cheryl. Mason Chase said, nope, not mine. It's fear based. The Bible itself is fear based. We come into the book of Genesis with the story of Adam and Eve, the snake, and God. Fear is at the beginning. Fear is at the beginning, Mason Chase. It's at the beginning of the story. hmm and it's all through there. It's all through there, honey. A lot of goriness, a lot of barbaric, a lot of dogmas. It was rough, Mason. It is rough. Now I know your pastor maybe cherry picking through there and create this wonderful story that he likes to tell of this beautiful Jesus and the sacrifice of. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about spiritual literacy. I'm talking about Genesis through Revelation as it is, not how the pastor preach it. We're not doing that. Books are written based on perception, yes. They want y'all to see it through one lens. You read a lot, don't you? Mark says. Mark, yes, I've read a lot. The Bible was tampered with, but a lot of knowledge is in it. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Mason, don't you start no crap now. You're going to get a spanking. See, the thing is, Cheryl, is the Christianity that you describe and that you have experienced. I have never seen, never witnessed, never touched or experienced. It's nothing like mine. But Mason Chase, we had the same Bible. What denomination do you come from? Because I've been a part of most of them. Christians want you to praise Jesus as God, but then they say he's the Son of God. It doesn't make sense, Tyrone says. What about the book of Enoch? Yes, what about the book of Enoch? Baptist. Okay, so the Baptist people have a different concept. It is not extreme. Baptist is not extreme religion at all. So I did come through Pentecostal, which is a lot more abuse through the Pentecostals. Much more dogmas, scary God, emphasis on hell. So you're right. In a way, God made one race, the human race. Kindly says yes. Tyrone, but then do demonic activity and use the church to act like they saints. Narcissists love church, Mason Chase. But to your point, the Baptists are healthier. I will say that. Is that enough? Did I give you enough? The Baptists are healthier.
Baptist turn up.
They smoke a little bit, drink a little bit,
They turn up.
fornicate a little bit.
When that first time I ever seen the difference between the Pentecostal and the Baptist church, I was like, oh, it's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Y'all about that life, but y'all ain't about that life.
Right. The titles, you don't understand the titles. They're not titles, they're denominations. So they're all Christian, right? But they have different flavors, like KFC versus Church's Chicken versus Smithfield barbecue and fried chicken. You can get chicken from every one, but it's just a different flavor, denominational wise. That's what that means. But they're all Christian. They're all Christian though. See, I like a bit where you're coming from because my mom was raised Pentecostal. Yeah, she was terrified. Do you see what I'm saying, Mason? That's all I'm saying. Nina said you say you're crying. Enoch studied Christianity and Islam. Okay. So I just watched Father, I just watched Moni, did you ever watch what's his name? Malcolm X. I enjoyed that movie so much.
Oh, I what?
Malcolm X, but I did not finish it, Nard. I did not finish it. I did not see the part where he found out that the man, what's his name? Muhammad, what is it? When he found out that he was human. That which he preached about, he was guilty of. That which he preached against, he was actually doing. I didn't get to that part. So you know a little something, Mason. Okay, watch this Saturday for the thousandth time. It's so good. Y'all need to watch that so we can discuss it. Y'all need Malcolm X. It was good to me. What's up, Latoya Woods? Hey, girl. We just vibing, girl. We vibing a little piece, but it was good to me. I did not look. He was It was good. He was rough. Malcolm X was rough in the beginning. He really was. But yeah, the thing that stood out in the movie to me when he had that epiphany, when spirit came to him to talk to him, that was powerful. Beautiful woman, Cheryl G. What's up, William Green in the building? Going against Elijah Muhammad cost him his life. Ooh, I'm gonna finish watching it tonight, Nard. But so you say it cost him his life. Now see what now, my thing is this. Now so he told the people to unalive him because I saw in the movie where they was telling him, the Muhammad man, that Malcolm X was doing too much, and he said no, he doing good. Let him do that because he furthering the cause. But what he did was he probably got jealous. Did he get jealous of him? No. He told about his many women and children. But see, he was preaching for men to live holy and not to be that way, right? But see, that's the humanity. Mason Chase, that's what I've been telling you. That's what we do, Mason. We do this. We do this as humans. We do this sometimes. He told about his many. Okay, Elijah Muhammad had a lot of women. Shame, shame, shame. One of my best friends is Muslim. We discuss in depth sometimes. That's good, Mason. I like that for you. I really do. It's wrong for a man to snitch about another man. I know you say that because you from New York, and I understand. I dated a guy from Harlem, Nard, for 2 years. Woo, honey, that was something to deal with, okay? Because I had never in my life, but I loved his swag. I loved his swag. But yeah, he lived that life. I mean, he was tall and handsome. But them men from New York, yeah, y'all have a lot of women, child. Mm-hmm. New York, yep. Mm-hmm. Bean pies taste like what? Oh, Lord. Hmm? Clarence, 13. Hmm. The Nard father, LOL. Yeah, y'all women, y'all got lots of women folks. Yeah, that's how me and my friend broke up. Because, I was like, He was something else, honey. But, yeah, it was fun. That New York energy was really nice. I really enjoyed exploring his world. We like when the down south females come up. Yeah, he loved my country self. It was something, because I used to say, well, damn. And he said, baby, say it again. I said, well, damn. And he just loved the way I say that. That was just so funny to him. Malcolm X was trying to expose Elijah Muhammad, but why did Mark Phillips like? Why did he feel a need to expose him? Because he said Jesus Christ was white, blue-eyed all over the world, but in the Bible, hair like wool, skin like copper, feet like yeah. Be back soon. Okay, Ron, we love that. I just say, well, damn, why did he feel the need? See, he went too far. I wish he wouldn't have done that, because that wasn't his business. Also, he didn't realize how powerful that man was. But then he could have just had a love for the truth. You know what I'm saying? He was a ladies' man too. He was a ladies' man too at one point, but maybe he gave it up and he was like, well, I know I ain't gonna give up my terrible ways, and you running around here with your little ugly self with all these women. You know what I'm saying? That might have been, we love that. Okay. Will Green, Crush, love you mine. Yes, us New Yorkers are charming. Okay, Tyrone. Yes, he was very, I loved it. I was there for that New York swag. Harlem too. I was like, oh my God. So Cheryl, now that you have watched the movie Glass, how does it play into what's going on? You talking about Samuel Jackson with his crazy self in that crazy house, girl. I know what you're saying, Nina. I'm not doing it. Mark, I'm from North Carolina. The truth will set you free, Kylie. Yes, I'm not. Girl, I need a deep detox from that. But yeah, it's given something like that, Nina. It's given like that. Yeah, seriously. Mm-hmm. Anytime you take people, a group of people, and you interfere with their lives with no regard for their emotional and mental well-being, just to satisfy you. Remember, she says she does what she does, Nina, for her own personal reasons. Is that for me? Like, that stood out for me. I never forget it. What is your personal reason? Because you're not helping anybody. You're not helping them grow. You're not doing anything. What is your personal reason? Isn't that so that you could just have power and control over people, and that gives you a high, like that make your nipples hard? Like, what's going on? Like, that make you feel some kind of way? I'm like, what is it? Are you crazy? No. We love you, beautiful down south. Thank you, Kylie. What Mason say? Yeah, girl, what in the world do you sit around and get excited sexually that you controlling these grown people on YouTube, girl? What is going on with you? Anyway, y'all be liking these little God talks. But anyway, y'all, kisses and hugs, honey. Y'all want to talk about anything else before I log off? Ooh, this been a social media day. It's a whole circus. Yes, it is, Nina. Yeah, we just got off of a panel talk, Mason. Me and Nina and some other people. We were there over almost 3 hours. It's been a lot, Mason. Moni, we didn't do dinner. We didn't do dinner.
Did you eat spaghetti?
Girl, that was early. When I fixed it. Yeah, when I fixed it.
Oh, serious?
I don't want no cereal. Don't want no noodles.
I was gonna I said, no. I gotta go listen.
Based on the one thing I heard, though, I think I'm grateful. What is that, Mason Chase? What's up, Theo? Mason, what are you talking about? You still love us, right? But y'all, this is really how you grow. You just, you don't love us. Nina, don't do him like that. He has to evolve on his own. He's got to ask the hard questions. He got to do the work. I love you too, Mark Phillips. Listen, he's got to evolve on his own. That's one thing about, you know, God ideas. Oh, the ops. Okay. Okay. Y'all, I'm serious. I'm going to open up me a church. Y'all think I'm playing. I don't know if I call it a church, though. I don't think I would call it a church. I don't know what I would call it. I'm not playing. I'm not playing, but I don't think I would call what would I call it, Moni? Mason. What is the meaning? Moni, where your phone? What's the meaning? Somebody put it in the chat. What is the meaning of the word church? Mason, you don't even know. I am serious, Nina. Mason, you don't know what's the meaning of the word church. What is the origin? Where did it come from? Can somebody put it in the chat? Because I don't know. Before you say that I can't call it a church, I need to know what that means. Yeah, the dictionary definition. Yeah, what is it? Okay, so church means gathering. Let's see, Mason. I'm waiting for you. I'm going to tell y'all the first things. I'm going to write down 3 things that I would teach from the rip. I'm waiting, Mason. Who? Bertha, what are you talking about? A building used for public Christian worship, says Google. Okay. Bertha, who is the op? Theo, hush. Um, Nina, what's your definition? So it's a building where you gather, where Christians gather. So I guess we can't call it church. Is that the only definition? I guess we can't. Okay, so in the building, I thought Nina was with Truth Hurts. I might be wrong. I can't keep up. I've never known Nina to be with Truth. Bertha, I don't know, but I've never known her to be with Truth Hurts. Yeah, me and Truth were hung out for a while, but you know what I mean? But I've never known Nina. I feel like church has more definitions. Tyrone said he likes you, Nina. All right, so the 3 things that I would teach from the beginning. Love you too, Tyrone. Okay, so number 1, the biblical definition of church is a gathering of Christian people. Okay, maybe that was someone else. Okay, Bertha says. All right, so the number 1 thing I would teach is I would talk about hell first. The creator didn't make religion, man made religion. Right. Told you. Yeah, a gathering. Okay. A gathering. Okay. That's the club. The church is the club. Okay, the number 1 thing I would talk about first would be hell. I would make emphasis on hell, but there are other churches that are not Christian. Really, Tyrone? Christian gathering, Nina, be precise. So it would be hell first. And the reason why, because that is the biggest threat to people's peace. It's the biggest threat, right? The idea, Mason, nope, a gathering, period. So I could call it a church then, Mason. The idea that people will go to this enormous torture chamber, burning torture chamber through all eternity. That's the first thing I would tackle. I would tackle that, number 1. And then I would tackle the meaning of God, because it's not just Christians that go to church, right? I would tackle the meaning of God, which is dog spelled backwards, which stands for dogma. Dogma is the really rough, rigid, intimidating ideas, which are scriptures that are fear-based and have people scared of God. I would tackle that. I would tackle God, the meaning of God, spelled backwards is dog, which stands for dogmas, which are the fear-based, intimidating scriptures that keep people afraid of God. I would talk about the hell. And then I would talk about the higher self, which is the God self. It's about controlling people. This lady is the most beautiful way to get into heaven. Have mercy. Thank you, Smokey. And I will talk about that, the higher self. What is the higher self? The higher self is, never mind, I can't explain here. I need space for paragraphs. Mason, do a short explanation. Come on now. You got to help the live out. So I would talk about the higher self. That's the God you. I would talk about not worshiping anything outside of you. That's what I would talk about. I would talk about when you look at your self-reflection, you are looking at um, the perfect expression of God, which is you. That's what I would talk about. I would talk about also, once you identify that you, the God you, not just God inside of you, but the God you, period. Mason Chase, there's nobody else like Mason. So then Mason was born here to create and to manifest and to be in this 3D world where you could touch, see, smell, taste, and hear, and that you were supposed to manifest the life that you've always wanted. See, spirits can't eat, they can't have seg, they can't drive a Maserati down I-95, they can't do none of that. So we were born into this world to experience all of those things. God is a Greek word, is Gomez, Oz, Debaz, stands for wisdom, strength, and beauty. Thank you, Tyrone. We're not supposed to call queens and kings. Nina said, not I-95, in the Maserati, right before the sun set. Yes, ma'am. The higher self is your consciousness. Thank you, Mark. See, yeah, you would blend at the church. You would be ready to come over and to have the experience with us over the church. Grabowski. Thank you. Preach, Mark. Yeah, the higher consciousness. Yeah. Because in the lower self is the idea of the fear of the hell and the demon, all that. That's lower self stuff. True love is spirit. Seg is lust. Seg is spiritual too. We're going to learn that over at the church too. What's up, Jordan? Seg is spiritual too. With the right person, under the right conditions. Okay, Jordan, if you're not grown, I need you to leave because it's too. Nature was teaching about higher and lower self. I understand. Yes, we're teaching. Oh, no, no, no. We don't want to talk about him, Nina. We don't want to talk about him because he was mentally ill real bad. What is a soul tie? Is you being tied to another person on a soul level, which is a soul tie. Yeah, we're not. He was severely mentally ill. God ain't told him nothing. That was a whole. Now you, I don't like call people demons, but I'm gonna give it to him. Okay, demon. No, that man was crazy as all get out. Mark, having seg is a soul tie, but seg is also highly spiritual. Do y'all not know that? Yeah, but he gonna do the same thing in jail. The law of nature is you, Black Queen. Thank you. He gonna do the same thing in the jail because he's seg men, and also there are women COs in there. He'll do the exact same thing inside the jail. I feel sorry for some of the men who and women who are gonna come across him in jail. All of that charming, persuasive energy that he has will work in the jailhouse too. Seg is one of the highest forms of energy. Yes. People think they soul tied nowadays, but really got a trauma bond going on. Ooh, let's not talk about that. That's in the lower self too. The trauma bond. Trauma bond is a powerful, powerful thing. Tyrone, it's a difference. It is. And these are the things that we would teach at the church. Because these are all the things that the church don't teach about. You know what I'm saying? They have you walking down the aisle marrying somebody and don't understand this is not a real, it's not a healthy connection. You know what I mean? They'll have you faking it until you make it, and they call that walk by faith and not by sight. When they don't really understand it's okay to live in the reality and you can manifest what you want and not fake it until you make it. That's not the same thing. Faking it until you make it is just lying, but the church lives by that, walking by faith and not by sight, and speaking those things that be not as though they were is dangerous, because no, not that either. We're not doing that. If you want the biblical viewpoint of it, I can tell you, Kylie, but otherwise I'll be quiet in this ill corner over here. Faith is invisible. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mason Chase, you do not have to be quiet. You will share, please. Just because we don't agree don't mean you don't say anything. Guess what? I'm trying to manifest. Me too, Theo. What are you trying to manifest? Teacher, teach them. Okay. Yeah. See? Mason, we gon' open up a church and you can come to it sometimes. I tell you what, Mason, you can come to our church and you can go back and you can tell your preaching them how they need to evolve so that they can get people to come back to church, because people are leaving. Mason, because it's a dying system. It's dying. Mm-hmm. It's dying, Mason. You know why? Because God is not there anymore. The consciousness of the entire planet is rising. See what I'm saying? So we did the King James Bible and all the other religions. They were stepping stones to where we are now collectively, right? And some of that stuff that were put in there, Mason Chase, by men, is keeping us from ascending and evolving, and we need to get rid of it. But we cannot be afraid. Mason, please don't close yourself off. What's up, Kishore? How you doing? Good evening. See what I'm saying, Mason? Don't leave, Mason. Don't be, see, that's the thing. What's up, Auntie? Rich the Fish. What's up, girl? But listen, Mason, this is the thing. When fear grips your heart, then do something about it. Do something about it. Nobody's trying to steal your heaven ticket from you. That's how it was when I was a Christian. I used to be scared of everything. Because the reason why is because the teachings cause it to be that way. Scared of everything. I'm gonna open up me a church. I'm tell you that right now. Mason, not a lot of people agree with the church dynamic. It's not a heaven ticket. Well, what is it then if it's not a heaven ticket? Rich the Fierce. Good evening. Mason, what is it if it's not a heaven ticket? What is it? Because the pastor is selling you the idea that you bring your body, your time, your talent, and your tithe to church, and in exchange, you get your heaven ticket, right? And you never can really fully pay for the ticket. You must pay until you die. The ticket is never paid for. It's just like the government with the taxes. That's not what my Bible tell me, Mason. It says it's a place. But I like what you said right here. It's the presence of the Almighty God. I like that. Congratulations. That's good. Can you explain when or how you awaken this way? Theo, it's hard to explain, Theo. First of all, I'm very Bible literate. So when I was a Christian, I read and studied a lot. I really enjoyed it. I love the Old Testament. It reads like a book. And so after you read for so long, just the way that I think that, because I talked about the pathways in the brain earlier, but the way that I think, I start seeing patterns. And so when the Old Testament, what I start seeing was God speaks something, he blesses the people, he gets annoyed, he curses them. No, he curses them, then he forgives them. This is all through the Old Testament, and it all starts over and over and over again. It's like a cycle, like us, when we realize a pattern in our life, a dysfunctional pattern, and then I saw the patterns. So I was like, wait a minute now. I was like, God ain't did that. This is man. I saw the pattern. I was like, okay, the writer said what? No, no, no. God didn't do that, because God just dealt with Jeremiah. So now he over here with Ezekiel, and he doing the same thing with Ezekiel, but he forgot how he dealt with Jeremiah. But he doing the same thing with Ezekiel, and then and beyond. He keep making the same mistake. God keeps making the same mistake, and I was like, no, God is not doing that. You can't make me believe that. I'm sorry. No, no, no. I'm just way too smart for that. I'm not doing it. That is man doing that. That's man being everything that I know man to be. And when I say man, I'm not talking about males. I'm just talking about humans, right? So when I see this pattern of behavior and it keeps going on from chapter to chapter and book to book, that is not God. God is not stupid. But we can be. I once walked into a church and my skin started burning. I started hearing sounds. Girl, I don't know what was going on. I mean, honey, I don't know what was going on, baby. I don't. No, hell is wherever God is not. Okay, Mason, I like that too. Hello, the secret of your beauty, please. Positive energy. Girl, I can't front. You looking mad good today. I got to get off here. LOL, Nina, I love you, and I'm out. Peace. Okay, thank you, Tyrone. You are very beautiful. Thank you. That's right, beautiful. Thank you, Kylie. Forgive me, ma'am. Didn't know what this channel was about. God first. Well, we're just having a God conversation tonight. That's all. Manufactured. Theo says, well, Auntie, you're giving beauty and gorgeousness with your ethereal hair. Thank you. True don't ever change. Thank you. Evil Cider. What's up, boo? Yeah, so we saw the pattern, and the pattern was God ain't done no such a thing, y'all. This is, you know what I'm saying? That's just a pattern. But okay, so I believe, this is my belief, not yours. You can believe whatever you want. So that's what I believe through my study, right? So I see that. Then I see the people in my life as I see me. I see the humanity is sticking out real, but I'm a Scorpio. You see what I'm saying? So do you know what that means, right? That means that I'm a natural born investigator. That means that I see in the dark places. That means that I'm going to find the truth no matter what. And whether or not that's a person or writing, don't matter. It works the same way. Whether I'm reading material or whether or not I'm looking at a policy or a law and I'm looking at it, or whether I'm in the bank and I'm talking to somebody in the bank and I'm having a conversation, and this woman, she won't tell me, well, I just told her my credit score, right? So that makes, I'm not qualifying for this thing that I'm applying for because I don't qualify, right? But she just heard me give her, but she lets me finish the application. Then we make small talk and we laugh about what I'm gonna do with the money. But at the beginning of the conversation, she already knows that I don't qualify. So why continue this conversation with me? Why waste my time, my energy? Why have me thinking that I'm going to get the money and I'm not going to get it because I don't qualify, because my credit score is not what it's supposed to be? And then when I find out that I don't get it, and then I asked her why, she said, because your credit score. But we talked about that at the beginning of the conversation. Now she and I are going to have a conversation about, don't you ever waste my time or anybody else's time like that again. When you ask them at the beginning, and she got mad with me because I told her, whole face turned red. I said, I don't give a freak what the policy says. I don't care. Don't you ever waste anybody's time like that. I'm not mad about telling me no. What's pissing me off is you waste my time beyond that point because you're a punk and you don't want to be an adult. You don't want to look past, see, this policy doesn't make sense. So one of you smart ass people in the bank, has made this crap up. You're so smart that you don't have no common sense. Now, I told her, you go back and you tell your people that you asked about that credit score in the beginning. So what I did, just to cover my back, I called to two or three other banks, and I asked them, well, da 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 da, and da 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 about the credit score, and we talked about that in the beginning. They said, well, no, you don't qualify from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? But see, she was over there with her smart little self and her little job at the bank, but she didn't have no common sense, and so that's what I'm saying. The Scorpio is the type of person I challenge status quo. I look for the truth in people, writings, policies, and everything. That's just how I work. So I went on a whole little rant. And yeah, there are metaphors there, and I'm able to see through the crap. I'm just able to see through it. That's all. There are other people like me who have to. And there are a lot of shallow people in this world. They're smart, but they're shallow. So they just the way that their brain is made, they do what they're told, and they just believe what's told them. And they just do what mom and daddy them always done. See what I'm saying? But I'm completely different from that. That's not how I work. That's not how I think. That's not how I roll. See what I'm saying? That's why I don't do groups and cliques and games and things like that. That's why you can't sun me. You can't sun me. Because I'll be like Malcolm X. I be done found out that you hoeing. You know what I'm saying? I be done find out you hoeing, and then, you know what I'm saying, then you got to do me like that. Because I'm going to uncover the truth. See what I'm saying? That's how it works. Mm-hmm. Ooh, Lord. It means God's. And see, that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? There's more than one. Why it gotta just be one God? Y'all don't know? We just getting to the place now where we got uh, telescopes strong enough where we could see other suns and possibly other earths. Those things are strong. So we are evolving. Everything is changing. Everything is evolving, y'all. We got to go beyond these books that we got. I'm going to open up me a church. It's for deep thinkers, and it's for the next level. They said we are living in a 5D world. Let's do it. Okay, religion is pagan. Mason, it really does. I got that biblical education, and you're jealous. Rich the fish. Oh God, you sound lost. No, you're lost because you do what you told. See, I know how you think. You don't know how I think. That's the. Are y'all still here? Can y'all hear me? Nina, are you still here? I need to put this on. Let's see. I got a ring light here. Y'all still here? Mm, are y'all still here? Y'all let me know if y'all still here or not, so I can end this. Mason, you still here? Hey, it's working again. It paused for a little while. Yeah, my phone died. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's get this lighting together. What's up, JC? How you doing? It was black. I know my phone died, y'all. And I had to run outside and get my charger out the car and all of that. And now this light over here is completely different. And I don't like it. Let's see. Let's see. Y'all, that's my dancing granny light. Hold on. Let's go there. Let's do this. Let's see. That's too bright though. No, I don't want it that bright. It's kind of hurt my eyes. All right, I don't know. We going to wait for you, honey. Okay. I'm trying to. Hold on, y'all. Because I was sitting in the kitchen and now I'm in the living room. But I'm trying to get it to dull down, but it just gets brighter and brighter. What were we talking about? I know we were talking about, I guess it don't get no. Fish, if you're still here, I want to know what you meant by that. Oh, Rich the Fish is still here. Answer Mason's question. Yeah, we back. Yes, I'm here, Mason, and I'm not going to change my opinion. Oh, your opinion on what, girl? What is going on? We talking about church stuff like that. Yeah, church. I said what I said. Uh-oh. Y'all don't be okay, so let me just say this. If you could try to be sensitive, because when I'm gonna say it like this, when I was Nina, when I was an indoctrinated Christian, y'all, that would have hurt my feelings if you were talking about a certain thing. It really would have hurt me real bad. I'm talking about seriously. And we don't want to hurt Mason about me being jealous of your freaking education. I don't think you're jealous of anybody's education, Mason Che. What kind of education Rich the Fish got? What kind you got, boo? I could just turn the damn thing out my face like that because, you know, my nerves a little bit. Because I can't turn it down. If you was to get a church, I would find a way to come and see how you would teach. Junior Graham, I could show y'all how I would teach right here on the live. If you want to do a live, I'll show you. Latoya Woods says yes. I would show you how I would teach on a live. Seriously. I told you some of the things we would talk about. We would debunk the idea of a hell. Like, if you really think about it, like, seriously, like, I don't know, going into it, no, I just don't believe it. Mason, I got a pretty face and I don't even get back and forth with people. I just pull out my handy, I got that good, and I got that biblical education. Oh, I'm not. I don't even know why fish existed. That's why I want to know why fish said that. I guess I'm a little lost, y'all. Y'all being mean to each other. But yeah, the idea of a hell, You don't talk like you have a biblical education. Oh, God. Y'all are in a full-fledged fight. Y'all are fighting. Nina said, no, they are conversating. Yeah, but the idea, so let me ask y'all, 26 people here, who believes in Hell? That's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to use my biblical, my theology to debunk it. Okay? So who believes in it? Tell me. Oh, shoot. Never did. It was a way to scare people straight. Okay. The soul keeps living, Junior Graham says. Nina said it was used, the idea of it was used to keep people straight. Okay, who else? Who believes in it, though? Who believes in the literal place? Who believes in it? Don't be ashamed if you. I believe in my auntie. I don't believe in scary like that. Okay. I believe hell is on earth, beautiful, woven, whatever. Okay. So you believe it's on earth? Me too. That's what I believe. Anybody believe in a literal burning place, a eternal inferno? Anybody believe in it literally? In here that's willing to say that they do? I know it's somebody in here that does. What the frick fish? What kind of Bible do you read? Mason, do you believe in the literal Hell? Do you, Mason? Um, I'm gonna be honest. When I first heard of it, that's what made me go to church because it scared me. Yeah, it's your place. So it scared me. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do, scare, right? And therefore, I raised my children that way, and they were scared of it too. Yes, I do, except biblically, hell isn't on fire. That's the pit of fire and brimstone. They're often mixed up. Do you believe, Mason Chase, that people go to the pit of fire and brimstone? Did you believe that's a place for people? Because it scared me. It's very provocative. When I was a kid, the preacher scared us with the hell theory. I'm talking about, honey. It's very. Do y'all believe that it's traumatizing for a child to hear such a thing? Do you believe that that's what God wants children to know? Because they are saying that it damages the frontal lobe of the brain, the idea itself. Mason, I have that biblical education. I took biblical Hebrew and biblical Greek, and I'm well versed, except expert in all matters Christian. Thank you for letting me know that. I'm glad you said that. Yes. Junior Graham said yes, it's traumatizing. Graham, that was their goal. Okay. So nowadays they're learning that please don't teach your children that. Don't teach them that it's a literal place and that some God or strong entity or very powerful being didn't mean for humans to go in it, but it was really made for the angels that disobeyed God. But that if you don't accept Jesus, then you're going in there too. No. Sounds like a Hollywood movie. No. So millions of preachers all over the world have decided they don't believe it anymore. They don't believe it. They don't. Millions of them. They don't. Your preacher might not even believe it, but they're not going to tell you that because they talk amongst themselves and they said no. For a 4 to 5 year old, it can be shocking to know that if you don't toe a fine line according to the book, you'll be roasted. That's so scary. It's right. It's traumatizing, and it is. It's what do you call that word? It's abuse. It's abuse. Yeshua is the real name. How are you doing? What's up, Book Out? I'm doing good, Josh. I love your glasses. Thank you. I fell asleep in that Sunday school lesson. Mason Chase, no. You can't do that. You can't do that as a Christian. You can't say you fell asleep school in that class. No, Mason. No, you got to be true to whatever you believe in. Maybe perhaps we made contracts to come to earth in these bodies. Junior Graham, you always come through for me. You're going to be on the staff at the church, okay? I'll pay you. I'm not going to make you come there, give me your tithe, your time, and your talent, and then I just send you away with nothing. No, you're going to get paid, okay? It is abuse, Auntie. Yes, it is, Rich the Fish. Facts, Kylie. I'm being honest. Let's talk about the historical hell. Let me talk about that. Okay, let's talk about that, Rich the Fish. Period. LOL. It's terrible. Now we have evolved enough that we're not living in cages. We're not living in what do you call it? Not cages, but what you call them? I hate when my brain does this, y'all. Tomorrow is my birthday. Happy birthday. We're not live caves. That's what I meant to say. Not cages, but caves. We're not living in caves anymore. We're not walking 40 miles a day. We're not doing any of those things. We're not going outside building out fires. We're not. It's just so much stuff that humans are not doing anymore because we've evolved. Okay. Now, when it comes to historical or biblical or not biblical, just literature, spiritual literature, could be Hebrew, Jew, whatever, whatever. There's an evolution that has to happen. The Latin word inferno originally meant the underworld. The Hebrew, hold on, girl. Thank you, Rich the Fish. The Hebrew word comes from a root, means a place from you do not return. The shocking parts of hell were the latter additions. An inferno from which you do not return. What other horrors do you need? We don't need horrors because it's not true. It's very elemental. It's very childlike. It's very unevolved. For the elders who wrote the scriptures, and some of the things that they wrote about serves us beautifully to today. But those ideas about these rigid, rough, barbaric, and immoral things are the things that we need to take and throw in the trash. And never, they should not even be incorporated in it because we as humans have evolved enough to let it go and understand that God is not sitting on such a thing. Do you understand? That was us in our primal craziness as humans, right? Thank you, Kishore. Thank you so much. We don't need to add anything. No, I'm saying, what additions are you talking about? We don't need to add anything, Mason. I mean, in my opinion, we don't need to add anything. What we need to do is take some things away or to actually teach it. Like, listen, don't take this literal, which some people do. Some denominations, even as Christians, they do let you know. You listen, no, this is not literal. Please don't think that. Mason, the Old Testament also asks us not to wear stitched garment or different clothes, but we can't do that. See what I'm saying? But see, through our denomination and our indoctrination, we pick and choose. We cherry pick things and turn it into, our doctrine. And then we feed it. And then, oh, this is absolutely true. But we don't really study the literature itself. We don't really study the Bible. That's not what we do as Christians. We go to church and let our pastor cherry pick things and then we read it. We wouldn't dare, Nina Mabatu, we wouldn't dare give it the type of attention and focus that I gave it. I married it. I loved it. I did it every day and every night for lots of years. I read and studied on my own, not just in Bible study in church. Most people won't give it that type of focus. If you ever in your entire life give it that type of attention, it will show you that it's not. See, I'm telling you, people live off of 2 books out of the Bible their entire life, and they've really not read it. They've just listened to sermons. That's not what you're supposed to do. A lot of us are not even decent people. We need to be kind-hearted and be happy. Everything else will fall into place. Absolutely. So somebody asked me a question. So what made me do that? That's another thing. I just looked at humans. The ones, some of the ones in the church were worse than the ones that I grew up with. They were terrible. They were terrible. And I realized the only thing you have to do is act like a Christian and you get away with anything. That's another thing. I was like, mm-mm. And then I also watched them. Another thing I did, Mason, I watched them say that God had said certain things and God did not say that. And I watched them say that certain things were going to happen because God told them that it was going to happen and it didn't. It happened completely opposite. And I watched them make claims and that wasn't true. And it was just too much. I was like, this is a fantasy. This is not real. I'm not saying that God is not real. That's not what I don't want anybody to leave my life tonight. Please don't tell anybody I said that because that's not what I believe. I'm saying the way that these people practice God wasn't real. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we need to add anything. I'm asking what she's talking about. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible doesn't say anything, Mason. It's literature from different authors in different times that were picked up and gathered up. The scrolls by humans with hands and a heart and a brain like me and you, Mason. They picked it up and took it to a location. It was in, the scrolls were in Africa. That's where all the scrolls came from. Had nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying? So then over time they picked it up, Mason, like we do everything else, Mason. First of all, we had trees. We didn't know to take the trees and to take the rocks and rub it against each other and to spark a fire and then to burn wood. We didn't know that at first, Mason. That's the evolution. That's what I'm saying. It's really not hard to put it together. You just got to think. Okay. Mason. Oh my God. Mark Phillips said, I've been turned off by church people. Oh, yes, Mark. Church people can really, but I've been, now as I get older, I am more patient towards church people because I realize a lot of times in churches, you just got lazy-minded people. Rich Fish probably would agree with me with this, and they don't know how to think. They might not be like intelligent at all. You know what I mean? They just, and it's okay because everybody's not the same. I just know that I have a beautiful brown body and it's part of my allure. Yes, we know that. I'm convinced, Fish, by your allure. Okay. Y'all are getting along now. But yeah, Mason, it's the evolution. There's no, God is not putting us in no torture chamber because we don't obey these 40, 50, 60 commandments. You're not commanded to do anything. You learn your lessons and you grow in life. Mason, baby, you got it all over here. You got me feeling for some brown. Y'all are crazy. Yeah, so yeah, that's how it go. So yeah, y'all come to my church, I'm telling you. We're going to bust it wide open. It's going to be a place of evolution. And we're going to realize that life is a beautiful thing. Why did you become vegan? I don't know. I've tried a lot of things. I just want to be healthier. That's all. I want to live a good long time and I just want to feel good in my body. Nina Mabachu, yeah, we're going to bust it wide open. Mason is so obsessed with me and my brown love. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are a riot, okay? It's always the Bible conversations. It's the best. Mason said, I have a girlfriend. How old is she, Mason? Theo said, we probably need to talk. Mason is Nina, you was always part of a mess, girl. Mason has a girlfriend. Y'all stop flirting with him. Oh, Mason is a baby. Oh, Mason, you know what? We're going to grow you. You going to grow over here, Mason. Oh, my God. Ain't nobody going to be able to handle you over there at the church, honey. Okay? Right. Nina said, I knew it. So, Cheryl, how do you decide which parts of the Bible you accept and which parts you do deny? Just like with anything else. If I go to a buffet, right, and I decide what I want to eat, same way. These Bible scriptures are thoughts and ideas. Somebody thought it, therefore they wrote it, right? As with anything else that we see with our naked eye, it all started with a thought. I love Auntie Cheryl discernment. Thank you. I'm 52. How old are you, Cheryl? I'm 53, Mark. You're not the first brown lady to flirt with me, Rich. Okay, so yeah. So somebody thinks it, therefore they write it. So I take the Bible and I read it, right? I read the stories and I think about what the writer has wrote, right? I try to get into the writer's logic and everything. And then, sometimes I get it and I totally understand it and I love it and I grow from it. Something that I can keep, add to me, something that can stretch me, make me a better person. Love it. There are other ideas that I read it and I said, oh my God, I don't agree with this. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. And no, I don't know. So do I ever think that any of it that God has said? Not really. But that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. So, do I read some of it and say that that is 1000% true? Do I read some of it and say I 1000% agree with it? Yes. Auntie, I'm right there with you. Right, Rich the Fizz. Do I 1000% agree with that? Yeah. This is like if I was in a room, there's 10, I walk in the rooms, 10 people in the room, we're discussing something, right? There might be 3 or 4 or 5 people in the room that I totally agree with. We cool. There are other people in the rooms. Just think of those as writers. I'm listening to what they say, and I said, oh, I don't agree with that. For instance, let me just tell you right quick. We're gonna do a quick little Bible study. It ain't gonna take me but 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. Joshua says, God gave us a head on our shoulders to question, right, not to be intellectually blind. Have you ever known something that you should know based on your experience in life? Have you ever known something that you should know based on? Yes. Nina says she learned all this in the streets. So check this out. God says to Joshua, he says, look over there. Where's over there? Over there is he's looking from a high place, like down in the valley, down there. So he's from a high place, like on the mountain, and look down in the valley. You see that right there? He said, listen, that's your land. So you and your boys go over there and take it. So Joshua said, what you mean? That land belonged to you. Go over there and unalive everybody. Men, women, children, cattle, and everything. Just take the money. Just unalive them. Take the money because I gave that land to you. That's your land. Go possess it. Now, I don't know why my Wi-Fi cutting up, y'all. So I'm reading it, right? So God told Joshua and them, go over there, possess the land, get rid of everybody, all of them. So I think they asked, can we keep the women, at least the women and the kids? Get rid of all of them. That's one of them stories. So my empathy tell me, no, 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 no. I don't know who the author was that wrote this story, baby. No, we're not doing that. You don't got no business. And I'm about to be mad because I could feel it in my shanana. You have no business. You write this in this book? This is what happened. This is sort of like when the colonizers went and got the Africans and brought them back to America and did what they wanted to do with those people. When they came up on the Indians and got rid of them and took their land. And they believed in the Bible too. They had that book. They had the book. When there's one group of humans that run up on another group and say, listen, may the best man win, I'm going to take your stuff from you. Because my God told me to. No, man. That's how I don't do that. In the words of Montana 300, a rapper, just because it's in a book don't mean it's a fact. Okay, period. So Mason Chase, for you being a wonderful Christian and being, you say your father is a pastor, you're the new generation. I challenge you to think. So the church at large, not the individual church, but the church at large is dying, right? Because the other generations, they can't take it. They can't take it any further, Mason. Nobody's going for it. It has a song called Holy Ghost. Wow. Nobody's going for it anymore because, people too smart now because they can think. So I need you as a devout Christian to help take your church to the next level by thinking outside of denomination. God ain't said no such a thing. Can you imagine yourself, Mason, as a preacher and preaching to your church that this literature is ill will? And God didn't say that. Because you can't, you can't be okay with it, Mason. Because you're no better than your God. Mason, you seem nice. And the fact that you're questioning these things shows that you're smart. You, yes, Rish, babes, you are so glamorous and lovely. Thank you. Um, you, you've got to question it. And for you guys who are PK kids, you got to think outside the box because the church needs you. The church can evolve too. If you're from inside the walls, then you can evolve. Okay? Nobody's telling y'all not to be a Christian. I'm saying it's time to evolve. How can you be a Christian? This is a good question. I'm serious about this. Like, how can you love God? Number one, we're not going to talk about being a Christian. We're just going to talk about love God. How can you be spiritual and love God and be a Christian? We're going to put the Christian, the third thing, and then teach from your Bible. How can you do that? Cheryl Grabowski can show you how. I just did it. I'm moving the first of the month, Auntie. Where are you moving to? Although the Bible can be strange and mysterious, I feel that it was written for a reason. Mark, I do too. What do you think the reason is, Mark? What is? Because it has tons of life lessons. The reason might be. Let me deal you with Mark. I'm talking to you and you alone. I ain't even really talking to nobody right now. Because I like what you just said. But let me tell you something. So somebody writes in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 42, verse 3, right? Talking about Joshua possessing the land and going over there, unaliving the people and taking their goods and everything like that, right? Somebody writes, the writer writes it, right? Okay, so you're reading it, right? And God is watching you. Observe the literature. It's watching you. God is watching you read, and you know what I'm saying? You're reading the story. So God is watching you, and he's listening to you, right? Because he's listening to your thoughts. You're reading the scripture. He's observing how you're thinking and how you're feeling. So the writer has pinned this thing on God and said, God told these people to do this. And so you're reading. So now you come up with the conclusion that, oh, God has said this. This must be just. You accept this story as it's written. And you teach the story as it's written. And God is watching you. Well, somebody lied on God. And God is in you, right? He's loving you, right? But he's curious. Do you really do you know me? I'm not talking about the writer or the literature. Neither one. I'm saying, God is saying to you, do you know me? Do you really think I said that? What do you feel about what's been written? Have y'all ever thought about that? If it's that easy to convince, if you're so convinced by the literature, if the author made a mistake, or if someone during the time of the publishing of the spiritual literature, or if there was a writer that wasn't even supposed to be in there, or a couple of chapters that wasn't supposed to be written, or there's a paragraph that was printed wrong and they're lying on God. Do you mean to tell me that you won't be able to see through the farce because you're so convinced or you're so afraid that you have to believe it the way that it's written, and that God is observing you and you don't know the truth from a lie? But you say that you know God though. So one day you get to have a one-on-one conversation. Your life is over and you and God are conversating, and he say to you, listen, Why did you think that of me? Do you just believe it because men told you to? Couldn't you see my character, the essence of me? Why didn't you know me? You don't know me no better than that. That's just like somebody coming to you telling you something about your best friend. You know your best friend ain't like that. The person told you, say, this person right here, this, and they say, no, I've been knowing that person all my life. There's no way they did that. See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's how you approach literature. I don't care what the pastor says or anybody else. That is another layer and another level. That's what I do at my church. That's what I'll be doing at my church. What would your church look like? What book would you teach from? Um, I guess the church would look like similar to church, or like a classroom where you would do a lecture, but more like a church. And then what would I teach from? I would teach from literature, different kind. It might not just be the Bible. Um, what is that? The thickle? What's that? I wish I could give Auntie a hug, and because she has the exact same opinions as me. I mean, it's evolved thinking, though. First of all, in order to get to this layer or this level, let's say level, look at it like floors. We look at the life as a tall building, right? So in order to get to this floor, you've got to remove fear. Fear has to go. Fear has to go. Like there's no way, no longer, no later is better. Yeah. There's no way you could get here if you are afraid. There's no way. You must layer, yes. You must, like, if you look at fear as a obstacle, you've got to move it. There's no way that you can co-inhabit with fear, and because you won't make it to this layer or this level. There's no way. You can't do it. You're going to be afraid because you're going to be dominated by the writing. You're going to be afraid not to cleave to the writing. You're going to be so scared because you're like, oh my God, if I don't believe this, then what do I believe? And if this is not true, then what is true? But it would take a level of love and trust to be able to go beyond that. So that's what my church would look like. And that's what we would be doing. We would love singing. We would love life. Some people say spirit. Some people say God. Some people say Jesus. At my church, you could say it all. There's no wrong way to express what you think God is there, because then it would be inclusive. Because all the different layers are welcome, because we come in at different places in life. You see what I'm saying? But everybody would have to be open-minded enough to accept that part. You know, a pastor told me that I shouldn't twerk. I asked him to show me the verse, and then I told him, never mind, I don't believe in the book. What do you mean you shouldn't twerk? Like, do you see them people in Africa twerking as part of their spiritual practice? So I'm saying everybody don't do anything like all of us. We are Americans, right? For the most part here, everybody's not American. We're inclusive over here, y'all. I got to go now. Okay, boo boo. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, Mason. Thank you for hanging out with us, Mason. Okay, because this is some deep thought over here. This is a whole nother way of seeing and experiencing. Everyone has a fear, but it's up to you to see the levels at hand which they have to deal with, which their faith make them. Yes, that's true. Okay, good night, Mason. Rich, you are so crazy. Because all you inclusive people have made a different inclusive Bible. No, it's not a different Bible. It's the same one. It's the same Quran. It's the same Jewish Bible. It's all the same. It's just how you approach it. That's all. It's not different books. We're not Jehovah Witnesses or Seventh-day Adventists or Mormons. You don't need a different book because all of them started off as Christians. You don't need a different book. There is so much diversity already. So why would you be mad with me for the way that I think when everybody started off the same, but now we got hundreds of denominations, maybe even thousands, and all of them used to have the same book. See what I'm saying? There's already diversity there. What's up, FDJ in the building? What's up? What you doing up late at night? There's already diversity here. They've already been doing it, guys. They've already been picking and choosing. I said I've been a part of the Pentecostal church. I've been a part of the international church. I've been a part of the non-denomination. I've been a part of full gospel. I've been a part of the Baptist. Those are all different branches of the Christianity. They all just have a slightly different doctrine, and they approach everything in a different way. They baptize a little different. They sing a little different. They worship a little different. Doesn't matter what faith you have. It's all one God. Okay. So that sounds inclusive to me, Elon. The only Bible translation that was first was translated by the Roman Catholic Church. Okay. So everything evolves, you know. This is my thing. I mean, I think Christians are so resistant to change. They hate that word. They hate it. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, if you go into a Christian church, it's like being in a time capsule. That's where people don't change. I'm serious. Like, they move like snails when it comes to any type of evolution. I think they just kick against it for some reason. Are you a pastor? Let's see. They definitely hate that word. They hate it. Yeah, they stuck in their ways. They hate change. Breaking news, JC has joined the chat. What's up, JCJR714? What's up? Good evening. Everything changes every 10 years. Things change. They hate change. Please take my word for it when I tell you these people hate change so bad. It's so, boy, I ain't never seen nothing like it. They just hate it. Notre Dame, no, it was not the I can't pronounce that, Agent, or the Latin Bible was before there was even a pope. Get that history right, boo-boo. Okay. There's something being hidden from us. What do you mean? All those branches are technically split offs of the Roman Catholic Church, and I'm a traditional Latin Mass attendee. Okay. Theirs change is like bigotry. What do you mean by that? Yeah, they hate change. They just hate it. I think it's laziness. I really do. Because, over the years, I don't mean no harm. Let me tell you this. This is a secret. Don't tell nobody. Please don't tell. Christians don't know their Bibles. They don't study. They don't. I was poor, not a dollar to my name. Thank God that today I'm in a better place. Thank you. That's awesome, FDJ. Happy for you. Okay. Rish, you saying no, it's not a split off. They don't know their Bibles though. When things don't go their way, they makeup seems funny when they are, I don't know, hard work pays off every time. They don't know. They don't study. They're lazy. I mean, if you have somebody that's standing in a pulpit telling you that everything is okay and they're reading and enunciating and exegeting the text for you. Like, you don't have to study, right? It's just, but then they say like the things that they've heard from their pastor. And I'm saying one of your pastor is lacking comprehension and doesn't. One of your pastors a narcissist. What then? What if one of your pastors mentally ill? What say you about that? One if the pastor is a child Esther. What then? I stopped going to church because they treat people like they better than other people. Yes, that's the doctrine. The doctrine does that. See them outside church, they don't even speak as if other people are peasants or something. Junior Graham, the doctrine does that. The church is righteous, you are not. They are the sheep, other people are the goat. They are the believer, other people are the non believers. They are the righteous, other people are the sinners. That's why they do that. It's the literature. How can any human want to take on the role of a higher power, right? We need to respect each other's opinion. Nobody has the recipe for a good life. Everyone life is different. Yes, it is. Diversity and acceptance of other people and the way that they choose, you know. These so-called Christians use the term the goat knowing how demonic it is. Well, they call the non-believers the goats, Nina. They call the non-Christian goers the goat. But the goat doesn't stand for something good. Goat means bad. Sheep means good. Rich said it's hypocrisy. It is. But yeah, so and that's why a lot of people get turned off. Um, yeah, a lot of people get turned off. It's just a lot. I guess that's why when I did my live today, GOAT is linked to the. What is that? Nina, what's that? FDJ, I'm doing good. Half man, half sheep. Hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. You'll send me videos. Thank you. Thank you, FDJ. I appreciate it. Hit the like button before you leave. I look like a movie star. Thank you. You are a scholar in this subject. And do you believe Jesus is truly present in Eucharistic form? Have you tried that chicken place I told you? I haven't had meat in over a month. I'm so interested in you. Theo, you are interested in me? Why? um, so yeah, y'all. It's a lot. It's a lot. That's right. What's up, Jarvis? How you doing? Yeah, I don't know how over time so many wars have been fought because of religion. I tell you, boy, people's emotions people's emotions are evolved. This was a great live. Thank you, Nina. I'm about you. All right, y'all. Good night. Y'all have a wonderful evening. I'm so hungry. I'm hungry. I did not have dinner but I had spaghetti. Miss Cheryl is an interesting person. That's why I'm on YouTube. Junior Graham, I think so too. Seriously. If y'all knew how I grew up and my parents and stuff, y'all be like, thank you, Jarvis. It's been hard. It's been hard. How many people have I met on my level? I've met more on YouTube in my real life, on my level. That's why I like it here. Let me take a screenshot of that so I can look it up. I think, therefore, I am. I'm a bright light. Thank you. No, God is not. Listen, God is not displeased with anything. That's gonna trigger me. Y'all have turned. That's a trigger for me. I'm sorry. God is not displeased with us. It's not true. If blessings, Jarvis, blessings to you. No misunderstanding of love, the person and the hate. No misunderstanding of love, the person and hate the no. Mm-mm. All of that is self-hate. If you believe that a God is not pleased with you and that a God can be mad with you, then you're going to feel that way about yourself, and that is not healthy. No, that's not good. No, 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 no. No. See, I would be teaching that at my church, how not to do that. How do you know if God is the Most High, or were you told that? Mark Phillips, blessings to you. Blessings. I'm just sitting. Blessings to you. Okay. I don't see some of this stuff that we was taught, y'all, is like, it's like a cancer to us spiritually. Seriously. Self-love is the biggest lesson here, and you got to love yourself. Hey, Coach Cheryl, hope you're having a great day. I am, Ace. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a great day too. No. The idea that God is not pleased with you, that God is mad with you, any of those things, trash, cancer. No. No, 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 no. You've got to not think that way. No, no, that is not going to serve you at all. It's going to mess everything up. Because you're always working, always working, always working to please God. You're not living. No, it's about you living, learning lessons. It's not about obeying commandments. That's not it. That's low vibrational. That's problematic. No. They say love everybody, but it's impossible to love everybody because there's millions of people. On the other hand, I understand the concept of possibly caring if it's worth it. You cannot love everybody, and you do not. That's only lip service. It's not real. I love myself every night, and all my roommates hear is a buzzing sound. Graham, love is a part of they one world government. It's not real. It's not acceptance of all. You can accept all, accept people, but to say that you love, that's not true. It's not true. See, that's what I'm saying. While we're thinking of some biblical scriptures, which are scriptings, which are just ideas that are written. That's all it is, right? You have to think about what's been said and written, and then as an adult, because you will learn. We learned some of this stuff when we were children. I'm 53 now. My mind is completely different. There's nothing about me the same. I can't run the same. My food don't taste the same. I don't think the same. I don't look the same. So why am I supposed to have the same thoughts or look at scriptures the same after it's been 30 years? They say, and I hate this is very triggering, God does not change. He's the same today, yesterday, and forever. That is the most, that irks my nerves, because people use it not to think, grow, and evolve. Notre Dame, I'm gonna let Rich the Fish handle that. I'm not, because that right there is gonna take me down a rabbit hole. Oh, Nina is speaking on it. They are not God's laws. Laws are man-made. Right. But people, I hate to say it, but I gotta go there. People, laws are just like religion. Yes, Nina. That is something that people have agreed upon that they will adhere to. We got laws on our books that are unjust. It's not right. They are wrong. Some of the Bible stuff is unjust as well. Same thing. We have different levels of morality. A lot of times where you find religion, there's not a lot of morality in it. They say it's a lot of right and wrong. They say, which is like black and white. But the reality of it is there's so many shades of gray. That's the reality. They cannot control free spirits. The chains will break instantly upon arrival. Dame, they fed that crap to you. Why do you keep changing it, Dame? Wow. Nina, it's way more of us than you think, boo. Oh my God. Y'all don't know how many people, including the ones that are still in churches, Nina, they're just not saying anything. They might be a little afraid to speak out, you know what I mean? There are pastors, Nina, that are preaching and they think just like us, but they don't want to, they can't say anything because the people will leave. Right. They know it's a forest. Trust me when I tell you. They're waking up all over the place. I'm telling you. I told you there's nothing there's nothing that anybody can do that can stop this evolution that's going on. It's just the consciousness. Do you see what I'm saying? We're just on a different level now. We're just on a different level. That fear thing is dying. I mean, it's almost null and void. These people have been fear mongering for years. They've held this structure together by the cords of fear. And when you release that and you grow in your love, then there's nothing they can do. Mm-hmm. 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 But listen, a lot of pastors only do it for the money anyway. It's the business. The God business is very lucrative. If y'all can only see the private conversations of these people who decide, I'm going to open me up a church. Only thing they have to do is follow the traditions, the model, the blueprint is already there. That's all they got to do. People have grown up in churches and been taught that way. That's their tradition. That's what they have always done. They love it. You know what I mean? That's the blueprint. Like, so you've opened up a church and you be charismatic and you got good singers, then it's a wonderful, thriving business, period. Yeah, Kylie said that's so right. It's a wonderful, thriving business. Just need good singers, a good administrator, and whatever. Everything else is there. Sure, some of the priests in my diocese refuse to receive pay. That's a good thing. And listen, there are some empathic priests who are not monsters. Absolutely. I think there are some, Nina. I think there are some good preachers. They may not be that evolved, but I think some of them are empathic, and I think some of them love God. I really do. Some of them do. They're not just, it's just a lot to it. But part of what I do here on my channel, this conversation tonight is a conversation of deconstruction. If I use one word to describe what we've been doing here, we've been thinking outside of the box. We've been challenging tradition and status quo. We've been questioning and rethinking some of the things, scriptural things that we have been taught when we were young. And I'm talking about opening up a center, and some people can call it a church. Well, I do more of this deconstructing on a regular basis, and help people be free, to love God, and not to worry and be overly concerned with what people think about them. It is so tiring, and it's so elemental, and it's so childish. Yeah. But anyway, y'all, kisses and hugs. Y'all have a wonderful night. I enjoyed y'all tonight as we love these religious conversations, honey, and the deconstruction. While all at the same time loving God, right at the same time. All right, y'all. Good night. Bye, Nina. I'm about you. See you tomorrow, girl. They don't want you to tell them, so be careful. Who? Who don't want me to tell who? Who don't want me to tell? Look, I am not alone. Trust me when I tell you. I've done my research, honey. There's people all over the planet who are deconstructing. I'm serious. It's huge. It's a big thing. Maybe I'm the first person you've ever seen, but no. There are probably millions of people who are doing the same thing. Can I get back on later? Well, it's midnight here. So later will be bedtime for me. I am so hungry. I don't have any fruit or no watermelon or nothing. But I'll be back on tomorrow. Thank you, Kylie. I appreciate it, girl. Mason Chase, I thought you were going to bed. Mason, I thought you was going to bed. Why is you still up? Okay, Mark, you too. Mason, didn't you just tell us you were going to bed? You listen to podcasts to sleep to the podcast. Okay, so I'm going to tell y'all a story. I'm going to tell y'all one more story. This is going to be good. Y'all don't listen. So, oh, they don't want me to wake people up. Well, honey, listen. I was born to do this, and this is what I shall do. Yes, thanks. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all a story. So, there are, okay, it's me and my ex-husband, okay? We're the We're the human people in the real life. Okay. But the Bible story that I'm talking about is a husband and a wife and two prophets. No, 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 no. A husband and a wife, Ananias and Sapphira, and then two apostles. Okay. These two apostles were with Jesus at one point. Okay. So now Jesus is ascended and the Holy Spirit is in the earth. And so the Holy Spirit speaks to the apostles now as they formulate the churches. You know what I mean? Not the physical churches, but they're ministering to the people and teaching them the New Testament way. Okay, so you got Ananias and Sapphira, that's the husband and the wife, and then you got the two apostles. And who are the apostles' names? Can't think of the apostles' names right now, but I can come back later on. Okay, so they have a conversation. They have a conversation and they say, listen, they say, look, the Holy Spirit spoke to them and told them, say, listen, the group of people that we are ministering to, we need them to give us everything. We need them to liquidate everything that they have and bring it to us so that we can evenly distribute the wealth amongst the people that we are taking care of now, because we've gotten direct instructions from the Holy Spirit to do this. So the apostles said, listen, the Holy Spirit has just spoke to us and let us know that if you lie to us about your possessions, then you're going to fall lifeless to the ground. So meanwhile, the husband and the wife having a conversation in private, and they said, listen, we don't even know them apostles like that, right? And we don't work real hard for our stuff, as should they. They should think like this, right? And so we're going to share part of our possession with them, but we're going to withhold some for ourselves. So, but the apostles done already said in private, if they don't bring us everything that they have, then they're going to fall unalive to the ground. So sure enough, it's the day for the husband and wife to come in one at a time. They can't come in together. So one goes in, right? And so then the two prophets say to them, the two apostles, what do you have? And so the wife says, this is what we have. No, the husband goes in first. This is what we have. But of course, he's withheld some because him and his wife had the conversation. So then they look at him and they say, oh, well, no. Say, this day is your last day and God is going to. And so the the husband falls to the ground. He gives up the ghost and they drag him out the back door of the structure that they were in. So the wife comes in and they ask her, listen, Mason Chase, this is not wrong. They ask her the same thing. Well, tell us what you have. And so then she says, okay, this is what I got. But she's withheld some. So she falls unalive. She hits the ground. They pull her out the back of the church. And they both are gone, right? Because they lied to the man of God about their possessions. They didn't do or obey what the man of God asked them to do. So meanwhile, I know this story. So I asked my Caucasian husband, I'm telling him about the story. And it always bothered me as a devout Christian, right? It always bothered me because I found it to be unjust, right? Because number one, how do these people know that these two men are who they say they are? Number two, they've lied before too, because they've not always been apostles. So then how does God justly unalive these people for lying to people who lie, right? Or who have lied, And why do they have to give everything? Because that's their stuff they work hard for. So it's just unjust. What the apostles are asking for. Now, this is not what the literature is saying. This is not how people preach. But I'm talking about me. I'm an individual. I say it's wrong. Morally and ethically, it's wrong. They have no business requiring these people to give all they got. They have no business doing that. No. And they have no business falling unalive because they lied, because the apostles done lied too. You know, Peter lied on Jesus. See what I'm saying? And he didn't fall unalive. Now, I done seen a lot of them lie. So this is what my mind is showing me. I'm not talking about what the scripture is saying. I'm not talking about how the preachers are preaching it. I'm telling you how my brain is receiving it. The apostles lied. Peter lied. They didn't fall unalive. So what are you doing? So I had this conversation with my ex-husband. What's up, Marley? I have this conversation with my ex-husband, and I asked him, I said, what would you do? And he just got quiet for a minute. And he said, I would give them everything they asked for, Cheryl. Everything. And I was baffled at him. And I said, you would? He said, yes, I would give them everything. He said, but that would be the last time that they ever saw me. And his answer, the Creator don't need nothing. He made everything right, Kylie. But indoctrinated Christians can't see that. And that's because of the brainwashing. My ex-husband is not indoctrinated, and he had the best answer in the world. Just in case what they were saying is true, because you don't want to risk your life, so give them what they asked for. But they did not say that you had to stay with them, because that's what my mind showed me. I got to give you all my stuff, and I got to worship and obey you all the days of my life. This is a jail. Even though you are saying that you're representing God, I don't want to do it. I don't want to give you all my stuff. I don't want to. I shouldn't have to, because I work for it and it's not right. And then you are going to unalive me because I lied to these people that lie. The whole story is horrible. But my ex-husband, and I didn't tell him how I felt about it because I wanted to know how he felt about it. But my ex-husband gave me the perfect remedy. You give them what you ask for. You could always start over. And then you leave and you never see these crazy people again. Because I don't want to be there with you if I'm required to obey you. I don't want to obey you. I'm an adult. I shouldn't have to. Leave me alone. Like, I got free will. Like, no. You see what I'm saying? This is a real story. So this is an example of a Bible story that's horrible. We're talking about people, obviously, who have narcissistic brains and free will, right? And what they want you to do is they want you to give up your free will to them. So they want you to hand over your power and control to them and to obey them. They want to be over you. It's narcissistic. The whole story is. And God did not say not one word. That is not true. That is a narcissist who has wrote a story of narcissism. And therefore using that story, Mason Chase, using that story is a trap. Okay, the story you're telling, I agree with, but it's not the story I was ever told. Okay, well, Mason, go back and read it again. See, you shouldn't tell me that it was a story that you were told. You should tell me I've studied that, Cheryl, myself. Mo said that's true 100%. I don't want to obey you. I don't want to give you my stuff. It is not fair that I fall dead because I lied to you, because you've lied. Leave me alone. And God has not said no such a thing. But if this story is being preached in a Pentecostal church, it will, the fear and the intimidation of it will grip your heart and your mind so that from there on, whenever they ask you for a special offering, you're going to be scared not to give it. And therefore, the pastor has slayed you with one story. He has encompassed and trapped you emotionally and mentally, and you are fear-mongered and enslaved by a story. And that is how much power that they have. And the Bible is the tool to do it. Promise, do you have positive energy? Wait a minute, promise you do have positive energy. I do. I do, for the most part. So you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Abraham takes his son Isaac. Abraham is instructed by God to take Isaac up with him to the mountain, and there's supposed to be, I think Abraham knows that he's going to sacrifice his son with a sacrifice, meaning tie him up, bound him to the altar, and then in here, so that the blood runs down the altar to satisfy God, so that God will know that he comes first in Abraham's life. Now listen, what I tell y'all, that's another one of them stories. It's immoral, it's not good, and God ain't told you to do that. But this is a person, the writer, who's looking for power and control and domination over you. It's making you feel like there is Prophet Abraham and Prophet Muhammad. It's making you feel like there is someone over you. It gives you a paranoia because it's like this spirit is watching over you to make sure that you obey. And if you don't, there are going to be dire consequences. It's very mental wise, it's very unhealthy for the thought life. It's not good. Because if you are dominated and possessed, and if you are fear-mongered and afraid of a God, you'll do that too. You'll be like that with other humans. Someone will be able to come into your life and dominate you. If you submit to a God that way, if you're scared of his tyranny and his control and all of that, then you'll do that with another. That's the harm in it. Kylie said, that's right, beautiful. You can't do that. No. So is God asking you to, are you being treated this way by God? Is that God at all? That's a human that wants power and control over you. And if he can teach you to think that way, then you're ensnared for the rest of your life. And you will allow people to do it to you. So narcissistic people, they love this. Because they're going to say that God spoke to me. I'm God's messenger. So therefore they automatic, it's an automatic thing, have power and control over you. And if you allow that to happen, it's your fault. Because you're supposed to be like the Grabowski. You're supposed to see through it. Why do you need, if you're that powerful, why do you need my power? You should have enough of your own. I don't want to give that to you. I don't want to. Cheryl, let me tell you. What are you saying, WV? Thank you. What are you saying? Protestant. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. So I'm just telling you how not to be ensnared. Wedding. WV, are you drinking? What's the problem? What's going on in this chat? I'm going to block you, girl. Is that you? I don't think that's you. No, you go. I'm going to time you out, baby. Time out. 24 hours. Goodbye. That's not her. Um, you can't do that. You got to be careful. If you are ensnared because somebody told you you can't do that, I don't care if it's a book or any type of human, you can't do that. Don't do it. Don't give anybody that type of power and control over you. It's going to cost you more than you're willing to pay. Don't do it. Mm-hmm. Child, I had to time old girl out. What is going on? You come in here spamming the chat. Don't do that. I do love and believe all the prophet, all the religions for peace and love. What does that mean? There are so many ways nowadays to make money. You don't have to make money off of religion anymore. We're living in a different world now. You know, there are other things to do besides pimp people for their money and fearmonger. Get people so afraid of God that you wrestle them down with fear and be able to take from them because they're afraid of a mean God. Those days are over with. Don't believe that mess. It's crap. It's crap, y'all. It is crap. It's crap. Those are the stories I'm telling y'all about. Those ones, Kylie says, yeah, it's crap. Don't. No, 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 no. No. And then for people who believe that it's literal, and especially for the mentally ill. Let's think about this. A person who's gravely mentally ill. And so God has spoken to Abraham to go up there and sacrifice his son. What do you think the mentally ill person is going to do? Because they just read the story. So the Christians say, well, we know that you don't supposed to do that now. That's the Old Testament. Some people don't know that. Mo says, I want to meet you one day. Maybe we're going to do a meet and greet in the spring, Mo. Some people don't know that. And they'll say, oh, well, God told me to do this. It's in the Bible. Just as a Christian, you got to be careful what you say is God. Because you're afraid, or maybe you're not. Maybe I feel like some Christians too are not emotionally intelligent, and they don't have a good sense of morality. Therefore, they can't see what's right. They don't know themselves that that's not okay. They're not emotionally intelligent. That they're really highly narcissistic and mentally ill, and that's the problem. Dude, I don't know Prophet Muhammad. I don't know Muhammad. Is that the same person that Malcolm X believed in? Is that the same person? And all of the authors were men in gender, and all of the denominations, all of these denominations were started by men. I think all of them were, yeah, all of denominations were. Um, I do believe that's Prophet. Yeah, okay. I don't know his teachings. I think all religious literature is very similar, you know. I think I probably would go as far as to say that I think all of the writers had good intention, I think. You know what I'm saying? But as a person thinks, therefore they write. You know, before the writer carves anything on stone or put anything on paper or inscripts anything anywhere, he thinks, therefore he writes. So, you know, it's just all about how people think. Kylie said that's right, beautiful. Yeah. As a writer thinks, he writes. So that's just like me. If I sat down and begin to write what I think is right, what's morally upright, or what I think God has said, I would be very careful about saying what God has said, though. Can you look and study about Prophet Muhammad? I could. I could look into what Muhammad has said. Tell me what Muhammad says about women. Tell me that. What does he say? Is he fair to women? Because because what do you mean? What does Muhammad say about women? How does he feel? How does he treat women? I know what the Old Testament and the New Testament says about women, which is not good either one. What does Muhammad, you know what Muhammad says. What does he say about women? What would he say about me and what I'm doing right now? How would he look upon that? Would he like it? Would he frown upon it? Would it be okay? Or would it not be okay? What would he think? If I had to stop sharing my life on social media, and if I had to stop teaching and being an example in the way that I do it in order to follow Muhammad or any other spiritual leader or husband, I wouldn't do it. It would be a no. You need to look after women. What does that mean? Are women free to work? Are women free to talk and express themselves? Are women free to look the way that I do? You open a school and teach. I should do that, Kylie. I should do that. It's a school of free thinkers where we're looking at all literature as we do people, whether they are alive or not. We're looking at all literature and we are researching the deepest rhythms and regions of any writing as if we would do a person. Same thing. Everything is to be looked at and to be, what is that word? When you're looking at something to investigate it. Everything is to be, I want to say explored, but not really. Explored is not the word. Mason, yes. Everything is to be observed, and then after we observe it, we do what with it? What's up, Academy? After we observe it, what do we do at that point? After we observe, like we watch it, we observe it, and we're trying to come to a conclusion about the writers as if they were still alive. We investigate Yeah, I like that word. Knowledge is power. Yes, Kylie. We investigate everything about that person, whether or not we think that they are sound and just, whether or not they are of a moral stature, whether or not we feel like they are misogynistic, whether or not we feel like they could be slightly mentally ill, or they could be astute, and they could be really balanced and wonderful. Some of the stories of Jesus, the character of Jesus in the Bible, some of the judgments that he made, I fell in love with. I fell in love with him. As I read some of the things that he said, then some of the things that he say are kind of narcissistic. So see, that's the thing. That's the difference between me and a fundamentalist. That's how I approach literature, as if I approach a person. Like Mason Chase, if you and I were sitting in a room together and we were talking, or Kylie, we were sitting and we met each other, and now we're going to spend the weekend, going to the museums, sitting down, having good conversations, eating. Maybe we come up on a car wreck and we're looking and observing. And then after I get back home, then knowledge is power, yes. And then I think about all of what you said and did, and I'm kind of assessing you as a person. It's the same way with literature. Next time I see you, I want to know what he said that was narcissistic. Who? You want to know who said is narcissistic? Jesus? Okay. We're going to find some narcissism. Dang, I can't talk tonight. I don't talk too much. Narcissism. I can't say it. What's wrong with my brain? Narcissistic traits. We're gonna okay, I think I found one. I think I found one already. Narcissistic, yes, Mason Chase. Jesus was sort of narcissistic. He was. But I like overall. I think I love like everything about Jesus' character, other than when he talked about when he was in the garden and he was going through so much, knowing that these people were going to come and get him, and that he would have to endure so much hardness, that he was going to be crucified or whatever. Now, I know the storyline. The storyline is that God planned it ahead of time. Jesus was God in the flesh. So he had to be crucified because actually he was giving himself as a ransom. According to the story, he was the ransom. He was the fix for the fall of man, period. So he would repair what Adam destroyed in the Garden of Eden, right? So if you look at the Old Testament, Adam failed God, and now Jesus was sort of like the second Adam to come and repair what Adam had fixed. So now he would sacrifice himself, right? So he knew that when the religious leaders called him in the temple to question him about the Torah, right? We're talking about Bible literacy 101, because I'm giving it to you right now. So when he knew that when they come to question him about the Torah, that when he answered him in the way that he would, he knew what it would cause, right? So their thing was that they knew what the Old Testament said, and they knew that the way they look at it is that God is holy. God is, in the temple, or in the scrolls, the Holy of Holies, God. And that you worship God and God alone. Well, Jesus was saying that what the new thing is, I'm God in the flesh. When you talking to me, you talking to God. You understand what I'm saying? He is actually not in the temple. He's me. He's inside of me. Like, it's me. Like, you talking to God right now. And oh my God. Okay, so he was challenging status quo. What did you say? The religious leaders in that day. What? No, you did not say that, and he did. And the Bible says that the religious leader was so mad. Word ain't mad ain't the word for it. That he ripped his garment. He was like, you're getting ready to. We're gonna do something to you real bad, baby. Because I know you didn't just say that. But the storyline goes on to say, yeah, no, he had to say that because he had to do something bad enough where they put him up there, and then his blood would be a cleansing for the entire world from that day, from everybody who was born in the beginning, everybody who lived currently, everybody who was in the underworld, everybody who would be born, period. Storyline like that. But Jesus kind of got on my nerves a little bit because you could have found another way to do it. And he was sort of like arrogant, very much so, and very narcissistic, okay, sir? Because these people been doing it like this whole time. And why do you think they're going to listen to you? They're not. The last move of God is the greatest hindrance to the new move. The last move of God is the generation before you, right? They're not going to be with what God is doing for the next generation, because we as humans, we look at it like, oh no, God did it this way. This is the only way. But that's not true. God does what he wants. No preacher, no priest, no king, no pastor, no bishop, no evangelist tells God what to do, right? That's the part I love about God, right? And I don't know why they don't get that. They really don't. I think it's the brain. I really think it's the brain. Like, the brain won't allow them to see that things change. Mason Chase, the problem is that Jesus thought he was all that in a bag of chips. and and he challenged everything that was. He challenged the structure of that day. The writer is saying he's coming to bring about a new system, Mason Chase. And who does he think he is? Yes, that's narcissistic. But I like it. I like it. I like it. I sure do. Because everything that every question that the writer says that they ask him, he had a marvelous answer for. And I like that kind of wit. You don't believe that Jesus is God? Mason Chase, that story of Jesus had already been told. It had already been told thousands of years before they came up with the story of Jesus. But his name was not Jesus. His name was Horus. Jesus actually is a borrowed story that been told a long time ago. See what I'm saying? But things were different, though. You know what I mean? It's a borrowed story, Mason. It's a revised story. They modernized the story from what it originally was. But that's not the beginning. That's not the original story. Okay, Mason Chase, go to bed. Who knows, Mo? I don't know if there. I mean, who knows? I believe in a spirit world. I believe that there are lots of beings that exist, like just like here in our world. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily believe in just one God, because I mean that would be lonely. Who's there with God? You know what I mean? Or who's there that's like God? God got to have his own type of beings. We're not alone, so God can't be alone. Now I know the religious writings tell us that. That's because the people who wrote didn't have an evolved way of thinking. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how they thought back then. There are just some things about life. The evolution occurs again. I believe all the prophet. What does that mean? What do you mean the prophets? the PROPHETS, but not the PROFIT. That means money, profit, like gaining finances. Is the way that you write it in here. Um, the prophets are people. They're writers, just like me, just like you. Ain't no different. Let's not make them more than what they are. They're just people. They're intuitive. They have a knowing, just like me and you. No different. It's no different. See, when you put all of the writers and the biblical characters in their rightful places, then you can think. But if you elevate them to the place of a God, then you're not going to be able to think. And you can't do that. It's 2024. Y'all forgot to stop doing this. This is really problematic, because it's just giving me, no, please don't do that. Yes, you meant prophets. You believe all the prophets. Why would you do that? Why would you believe all the prophets? Why? What have they done to gain your belief? Moses, Isaiah, Abraham, and Muhammad. I have looked up Jesus hung on a tree. Why would you believe Jesus and all the prophets? So why? I mean, have you studied it? How does it help the quality of your life? How has it bettered your life? And Muhammad, where are you from? Like I said, the spiritual literature is good. One thing, it helps you think, because God sent them for us. Okay, did God send you here for anything, or just them? You see how narcissistic that is? Do you see what I'm just saying? Do you see how narcissistic that is, right? For people to say, well, God sent me here for y'all. Like I get instruction from God, but you don't. This is y'all, this is humans wanting to be over other humans. Yeah, but we don't have much peace and love. So what happened to the peace of love? Back to the days when it wasn't no letter. I think so too. I think we've evolved enough where we can go back to that time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I really do. But anyway, y'all, I got to go, honey. 12:23. All right, y'all. Kisses and hugs. Thank y'all for chatty patty with me tonight. What's up, Jason Moss? Oh my God, honey, we done had one of them. Y'all have. I have given so much energy on this live. I really have. Not to say that my cortisol levels are high or anything, but certainly my energy. So how they saying Jesus? It is about my bedtime. What do you mean? So how they saying Jesus? Um, so what y'all can do? I give y'all some homework. You're looking tired. I am tired. Um, y'all look up the story of Horace. Y'all, you too, Mason. Good night. Y'all look up the story. Mason Chase. Y'all look up the story of Horus. Horace. I know Kylie. I know they didn't have no J. I know they didn't have no J. And when Adam and Eve had 3 sons, and the sons got married, who did they marry? You just got out of jail. What'd you do? Yeshua is the real name. I know that too. Who did Adam and Eve 3 sons marry? And why was there no mention of their wives? Thank you, Mo. Whew, excuse me, y'all. JC Moss, I'm glad you out of jail, boo. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I think we're gonna do the morning show in the morning, y'all. So see y'all at 10 a.m. I know, Kylie. But anyway, I'll see y'all in the morning. I really got to go. Like, I'm about to fall out. I got to take this makeup off. I don't know what's wrong with my speech. I'm too tired. Bye, guys. Good night. Thank y'all for being in the live. Thank y'all. Bye.